cannot believe that I'm about to do this video, but in advance, this is going to be a long video, guys, so get ready for it. Welcome, guys, to another episode of DTTV. And this time I'm not with my better half. It's just the T. You're getting just me, the T. I'm not a rapper, clearly. Oh, okay, so look. Today we're talking about something that is very, very near and dear to my heart. We're talking about weight. We're talking about struggles with weight. I'm going to really get up close and personal with you guys about the struggles that I've had with my own personal weight loss journey, and hopefully this video is going to kind of help you. I know that there's a lot of things that I was doing when I was on my journey that no one told me, so this is exactly what this video is going to do. It's going to give you those tips, tricks, and some of the motivation that you may need to kind of get over that hump, and if you're not over that hump, kind of keep you moving along the way. So let's get into it. I want to first thank all of my followers via Instagram for kind of submitting some of the questions that I have that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. And thank you for kind of pushing me. I don't think that you guys know that you pushed me to do this video, because this is something that I have been contemplating. Hair was in my face. Oof. It is something I've been contemplating for a very long time. So I am thankful that I have finally got the strength up to be able to do this video. And I'm not being dramatic. Anybody that has been on a weight loss journey like I have, you understand that it's something that you struggle with every day. And especially when you have people around you that are not necessarily on the same journey that you are, you have to be able to be your own motivation. So this is my opportunity to be helpful for you in your motivation in your own journey, and kind of just give you some of the tips and tricks that I was never made aware to, and we can help each other along the way. So let's get with question number one. I did have these questions on my other cell phone so that I can have them up on the screen as we're talking about them. And the first thing that I want to talk about, guys, is just weight loss struggles. Weight loss. So first of all, let me go way back when I was 8 years old. And I am going to kind of have some pictures along the way, kind of easing you guys into the journey of Tiffany. So when I was about 8 years old is probably when I really realized that I had struggles with my weight. I do come from a decent sized family. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister, and I was the only chunky one in the whole family. The only person, the only child that had any type of struggles with their weight. And I realized that I would never forget the day I was in gym class, which I hated, by the way, in elementary school. And they were weighing all of us, and it was my turn to get weighed in. And I was like 9 or 10. And I weighed in at like 140 pounds. And to me, I didn't think that that was bad. But then listening to everybody else, and kids can be cruel, listening to everybody else around me, that's when I realized that I was different from everybody else. So being told by other kids who don't know any better that you are heavier than everybody else, it hurt my feelings. It's so crazy, because now being a 30-year-old woman, I can go back to that time when I was an 8-year-old child, and I still have those same emotions that I had that very day. And I talked to my mother about it, and my parents were always super supportive. My siblings were always super supportive, but I did not necessarily feel as though my brothers and sisters could understand where I was coming from, because they didn't have struggles with their weight. They weren't, they were doing all sorts of sports and active and all these different things. And I was trying to do those same things too, but I had a different journey and a different walk than they did. And so we continue on into middle school, and I still struggled with my weight. And I didn't start until like high school that I was like, all right, Tiff, let's figure something out. Let's try to do something in order to get your weight down. Excuse my neighbors. They don't understand that I'm trying to be really up close and personal with you guys, and they're outside of my window talking reckless. I'm trying to record here, people. When I got to high school, I was fairly popular because My family is really known around Fayetteville, North Carolina. So I went to high school, and don't get me wrong. Even though your girl was a little chunky, I was always cute, But I covered my insecurities that I had with my weight up with makeup. I wore so much eyeshadow, so much popping clothes that I would not even dare to do now. And it was to cover up how I really felt inside. I've always been really big on fashion, but the problem that I really had was going with my friends to be able to go, clothes shopping, and they were able to get anything off the racks. Didn't really have to look at size and know that it would fit. And for me to have to go in there and try on several different pieces and still not come out with something was something that always ate at me. And so I did join the band when I was in high school, and we were awesome. Killing it in the band, but physically I was always tired. And again, I covered up with my smile, with my fashion, all these different things. But deep down inside, I knew that this is not what I wanted to be going into my adulthood. I needed to change in some way. And I felt like everybody was hearing me, but nobody was really listening to what I was really struggling with. So that brings me to the next stage of my journey, when I said enough was enough. And I started trying to do, this is kind of a combination. Enough is enough equals you start doing fad diets. At that time, it was 2003? I was in high school. I was like a sophomore, I believe. And I started doing fad diets. My mom was doing Atkins. I started doing Atkins with her. Or she would do the liquid diets, or the only eating one meal a day. Other things were just smoothies. And that would work temporarily for me. I probably lost the most. Oh, let's also talk about Weight Watchers. I did all of that stuff. And I'm not knocking any of those things. It worked for me temporarily, and then it would stop. The most I can probably remember losing was on Weight Watchers. And I hate going to those stupid meetings, weighing in. Oh, you gained this. Oh, you lost this. Oh, I hated that stuff. And I was only 14, 15 years old, surrounded by all these older women in these meetings Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock. I remember it like it was yesterday. And my mother was just trying to help me. And I appreciated her trying to be my motivation, because she's the only person in the household that I really felt like understood what I was going through. And to be completely honest with you, I did lose weight, maybe 25 pounds, the most I've ever probably lost on Weight Watchers. And then your girl got comfortable, and I was like, oh, 20 pounds, I done lost a dress size or two. I can eat. When I ate, it came back. So that was where that yo-yo dieting came into play. And so I remember it was time to graduate from high school, and graduation came up, and I really couldn't wear what I wanted to wear. And you have those senior portraits, and I think I have a picture of my senior portraits. If I do, I will insert it into this video. And I felt like I kind of looked like a grandma. I didn't look like a typical 17-year-old girl in these pictures, because I was wearing clothes for my body. And even though what I was wearing on the outside definitely did not match the person that I felt like I was on the inside, or that I knew that I was on the inside, but physically I had to kind of go just tread along. And that's what I did for a good portion of my life. What do I mean by tread along? So if it's in the middle of June, it's hot, you got a spaghetti strap shirt on. But because at that time, and this is me being real with y'all, I was a 42H bra size. So already with that, a lot of stuff did not fit. And I'm in the middle of the summer with a spaghetti strap shirt on, putting a cardigan on, because I was insecure about my arms, my chest, not being able to find a half bra. Well, I still Can't find no good hat bra. If y'all got the plug on the good hat bras, please let your girl know, because I'm still struggling with that. But having all of these insecurities in the summer and feeling like everybody's looking at you when you're going everywhere, never wearing shorts. I have not worn shorts and have actually worn my legs out until I turned 30 years old, 29, 30. Crazy. And so, you know, those little things, not being able to go swimming or not feeling comfortable in your own skin is a terrible feeling. And that's what I felt like the first, and from the age of 8 to probably 24 years old is what I felt like. And so when I say enough is enough, you have to internally feel as though you have done everything that you can. You're tired of making excuses for yourself, and you're willing to do the work. And I will never forget the day that I was listening to Dr. Phil, and I was getting ready for work, and I heard him say that you can't fix what you don't acknowledge. And still to this day, that quote just resonates with me, because it's a Tiff. If you're not going to put in the work, you are fat, you are overweight, you need to do something about it. What are you going to do? I can't fix what I don't acknowledge. From then on, I was on a journey to change physically the person who I was and become a healthier version of myself. In 2006, let's just rewind a little bit. In 2006, when I graduated from high school, that's when the Weight Watchers was popping for your girl, and it worked a little bit. And I had got down to probably like 215 pounds, something like that. And then going into college in 2006, fall 2006, I had gotten to 225. I gained some weight and I got to 225, and I remember that because I was trying out for the college band too, and they of course had to do a physical. And so 225 my freshman year. Of course, you know, my mom did warn me that awesome freshman 15, but freshman 15 turned to freshman 40 plus for me. When I will never forget, my heaviest weight was in 2010. Right when I was getting ready to actually graduate from college, and I weighed in at 287 pounds. I'm not gonna get emotional. 287 pounds, and feeling as though you're trapped in your body is not a good feeling. And feeling like everything that you've done is not work for you, and it's working for everybody else around you. You know, they can eat whatever they want, and they don't even have to worry about having it right there on next to them. And I went to the next step in trying to discover how I can get the weight off. In 2010, that same year, I started the process in getting the lap band surgery. I wasn't too keen on getting gastric bypass then, because I heard too many horror stories with that. And my mom actually had gotten the lap band surgery too. So I was like, okay, I watched my mother, it was comfortable for her. So I said, okay, let me begin that process. I literally got to the last stage. Anybody that has gone through the process of getting weight loss surgery knows what I'm talking about with this stage. I was at the last stage, which was the 6-week going with or having like a clinical nutritionist be with you, going to have them doing a meal plan for you and seeing if you can lose the weight that way. I was at that last stage to where I was getting ready to actually get my surgery date, and everything paused. When I moved to Georgia in 2011 and I had met my nutritionist, I actually lost 20 pounds with him. And that was without any pills, just a meal plan, just myself, the motivation, and his assistance. And he sat me down and he said, you know what? I know that you've paid all this money trying to get this surgery. You got your surgery date. You're in there. You're ready. But I think that you can do this on your own. You've clearly shown yourself and me that you can do this on your own because you've done it within 6 weeks. And he said, you're too young to be able to completely restrict your body like that. And this is a lifestyle change. It's another one of those quotes that I remember. This is a lifestyle change, and it's not a diet. Put the surgery on hold. If this ends up not working for you, you can always go back. But give yourself and your body some time in order to show yourself that you can do this. And that's what I did. This has been 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. This has been like a 6-year journey for me. Ups, downs, pauses, struggles, a 6-year journey of me actually losing weight. And when they tell you that slow and steady wins the race, they were talking about me. Whoever they are, they were talking about me, because this was not a fast journey for me, but I'm okay because I learned so much along the way to where I can teach you guys. And it is a lifestyle change for me. And I was able to learn so much about myself, about how much I want to push myself, ways to push my body in order to do things that I never thought that I could do. And it all started out by me just going to the gym, working out for 30 minutes on the treadmill, at least doing about, I want to say like 350 calories. I was like, oh, when that 350 calories coming in, so I can get out of here. And that's how it started. Then it progressed to going to classes. And then it went to weightlifting. And then it went to CrossFit. Then it went to all these different things in order for me to constantly change up my workouts in order for my body to be pushed past their limits. I will talk about that because I'm about to go all the way into, the second part of this video. I will talk more in detail about that in the second part of this video. So look out for that. But I ended up losing, within that first 2013, I can remember, I ended up hitting about 30 pounds. And I gained a little bit of weight back, and I was like, okay, Tiff, get yourself together. And I will never forget, I hit my first 50 pounds in 2015. 50-pound weight loss. That's when I got this tattoo. I ain't trying to show y'all my body. I got this tattoo because for me, and butterflies signify new beginnings. And for me, that was a new beginning. That was a milestone hit. 50 pounds by yourself with just your nutritionist, nothing else. That's crazy. And that's how I felt. I felt like the outside of my body was finally connecting with the inside of my body. 2016 is when I got comfortable again. And this is what they talk about with the ups and downs. And I stopped going to my nutritionist. I actually stopped going to him for like 7 months. And this water is making my body react in a certain way. But I stopped going to him, and I gained about 20 pounds back within that 7-month period, which doesn't seem like a lot, but once you lose weight and you start gaining weight back, it goes in certain places that you're like, oh, this don't feel good. And for me, because I've always had the hourglass figure, even when I was bigger, it started going to my stomach and to my face and back to my breasts, and it wasn't a good feeling. And when I came back to him, he was like, hey, it's a part of the process. He went right back into it with me, and we got right back on a plan in order for me to get back the weight that I did gain and some. And he always taught me to make sure that I always give myself attainable goals. Don't tell yourself in a month's time you're going to lose 15 pounds and the process or what, your patterns only say that you can lose 5. So then when you don't hit that 15, you're going to feel a way about yourself. So don't push yourself, but don't make yourself jump over a mountain. That's just stupid. Okay. So that's what I did. I said, okay, Tiff, we're going to try to push for 1.5 pounds. 1.5 pounds a week, 5 to 6 pounds within a month's period of time. Who is this calling me? It's my job calling me. I guess I need to answer this. We're going to pause. I'll be right back. So I want to share with you guys some suggestions that I gave to my Instagram followers, and I want to share with you too. My first suggestion that I gave was, if you fix your mind, then your body will follow. What does that mean? Even though that I have currently lost 80 pounds, in my head, I'm still 287 pounds. So I can see myself in the mirror. I know that I'm smaller. My clothes tell me that I'm smaller. But I have to fix my mind. I'm not that same Tiffany. And I will never physically be that same Tiffany that I was then. And so when I started this, I had to fix my mind and tell myself this is not a diet, this is a lifestyle change, so that I don't always get discouraged. Because I don't know about y'all, but when I think about diet, it's not fun. It sounds like something that you have to do versus something that you want to do, which is what lifestyle change says to me. And so that's why I entitled this video The Lifestyle Change, because that makes me feel encouraged. That makes me feel as though this is something that I can do. This is something that I can incorporate in my everyday life. The next thing that I said is don't get discouraged. It's been plenty of times within this 6-year period that I've had plateaus to where I wasn't losing any weight. I remember one year I didn't lose nothing. I didn't gain nothing. I didn't lose nothing. I'll probably say within 10 pounds for a whole year. And it was because of a lot of things. I was cheating, eating carbs, and they was good. And I was also still working out. So it was like my body was like, okay, girl, you working out, but you eating this potato. What you want us to do? So it fluctuated and it stayed the same because my workouts were hard and they were really intense, but then I was eating what I wanted to. And so I had to change things up. So don't get discouraged. You have to always push yourself and be yourself's biggest cheerleader in order to get past your own barriers. The last thing is something that I continue to say, and I will forever say this, and it's just that everybody's journey is different. You know, I had other friends that when they started to see me losing weight, you know, they wanted to lose weight too, and at some point they were passing me. And let's be honest, some people ain't really honest about how they lost their weight. That's probably a video for a whole nother day. You know, but I can't worry about them. I can't worry about them because if I worry too much about them, I can't worry about my own self. And so I was still encouraging myself, and I was encouraging them, and you know, even if they didn't give me some of their tips and tricks, I would give them some of mine, because I said, you know what, Tiff, you have lost, you know, X amount of weight at this moment from being 3 Krispy Kreme donuts away from 300 pounds, and you're feeling good about yourself. So why not continue down this path of feeling great and get to your goal? At this, you know, you're going to run into the people that want to say, oh girl, you getting too skinny, or oh, how much you gonna lose weight? First of all, I didn't ask you for your opinion, and nor do I need it. My man ain't got no problem with how I'm looking, and I don't have any problem with how I'm looking. So why do you have such an opinion on how I look? Okay, and that's how you gotta tell them. If I'm not a, well, I will, but you know, I don't want to have to cuss you out because you feel like you have to have an opinion on what I'm doing with my life. When I need your opinion, I will ask for it, and right now I don't. And that's how you have to treat people, because that's when people don't want to see you doing great, and they want to get you back in what they're comfortable with, and they want to see you still be that almost 300-pound girl, and you're not anymore. And of course, with that type of change and that type of drastic weight loss, you become a new person. You find yourself. I have found myself so many different times throughout this journey, and it's made me stronger and has built up the confidence within me to make me be the person that you guys see through my Instagram, my social media, through this camera, everything. And I love it. I love it. So when somebody tells you that you changed, you be like, yeah, I did. I did change for the better. You should try it. You know, so, and I say that as a joke, but that's real. Like right now, I am 210 pounds. 5'5", 210 pounds. And my goal weight is to be about 175, 180. I will never be skinny, and nor do I want to be. I love being thick. I love having these thighs, these hips, everything. I just don't want it to move when I'm not moving. You know, I want it to stay together when it's not. So for me, 180 to 175 to 185 is a good weight for me, and I've discussed it with my doctor. I don't really care about BMI. I've never cared about that because according to the BMI scale, I'm supposed to be 145 pounds, which would look crazy. I'm gonna look like a bobblehead. So for me, 185 pounds is good weight for me. But you have to determine what's good for you. And if you're the type of person that's not always into scales and you just want to just look and go off of what you feel, cool. I'm not that girl. I cannot remember the last time that I've been under 200 pounds. So to be 10 pounds away from that, 11 pounds away from that is huge. I just made up a word, huge. Huge for me. Huge for me. And so I want everybody to feel what I feel inside, which is, Tiff, you are drastically changing your body at the pace that works for you, and you're helping people and you're bringing people along the way. So you're being a blessing to somebody. That is all that I have for the first part of this video. I know at some point I rambled along, but hopefully, you know, you guys got something from this video, and you will equally get something from part 2 that will be coming up very soon. And like always, please feel free to comment to me below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Hit me up on my social media. It is _prettynikki on Instagram. That is my only social media because people have been making fake profiles. Another conversation again for another day. But make sure that you guys hit me up. If I don't see your comment right then and there, especially on my DM, because I got a lot of randoms in my DM, I will get to it. So please make sure that you communicate with me. I appreciate you guys. Love you guys as always. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being so supportive. And subscribe. Tell somebody about it. And until next time, we'll see you again. Thanks for tuning in.